Hey everybody, Brian Foote here. Welcome back. Can you really do this for free? I get this question all the time from people that I'm training, that I work with. Can you really replicate the tools available to a professional investor for free? I'm a professional. My business is picking stocks. I have tools that I've developed and that I pay for, and as well as 25 years of experience doing this. But the whole mission here is to teach you a bunch of shortcuts so that you could do it yourself, or you can at least be informed enough that when someone is investing on your behalf, you know the right questions to ask. There's a bit of a renegade nature to all this. So can you do it for free? With me, you're going to learn tricks to behave like a professional in the stock market. Just as you can watch the U.S. Open in late August and mimic Novak Djokovic at your town court, or you can turn off the Japanese Grand Prix, which I did this morning, and go out there, drive the legal limit on your local highway with the windows down. You can do a lot of investing work yourself. Go out with your tennis racket, go out in your car, and you too can behave like the professionals. Many of you only need a racket and your own car to do essentially the same thing that Serena Williams or Max Verstappen are doing. But stick with me. You'll be doing the same sort of thing Warren Buffett and many others do. I want you to remember that even with a ton of tools and all these machines and different analytical products, 92% of professional managers underperform the index, even with all these fancy tools. So there's an advantage there. I want to put you in the 8% of managers that outperform. People have been asking me, what tools can a do-it-yourself investor use to be able to get started? And I go back and I say, do you want to spend $1,000 a month on subscriptions? Do you want to spend $500? You want to spend $50? I could get you started for zero. The same way that I could take you to Maine and we can go up there and catch world-class brook trout with night crawlers that you dig out of the garden, and we could borrow some rods and reels. I do this every spring with some good friends. You could do precisely a lot of this stuff for free, and it's actually as rewarding as catching brook trout. The first thing I want you to remember is I am not a technician. I don't recommend charts at all. This is fundamental analysis we're doing here. There's a quantitative element to it. I'm an engineer, but for the most part, we're doing fundamental analysis with some degree of quantitative analysis that I promise you, and we've said it before, this is really only high school math. If you want to debate me on the merits of charting, I'd love for you to come on my videos. We could have fun, and I respect and have good friends, good friendships with many technical people out there. But anyway, this is fundamental analysis. There's 3 basic ingredients to do this for free. Number 1, screen. Good screening to narrow down and compare industries and stocks. Think about having a funnel, and we're trying to narrow that funnel down always to a circle of competence, at the very least a circle of interest, meaning if you don't view yourself as yet competent in an industry or an industry or group of industries, at least be interested in them, because doing it yourself in an industry or a bunch of companies you're not interested in studying makes this somewhat difficult. Number 2, fundamentals. We want to have access to companies' reports, presentations, etc. Number 3, you need systems. You need a workstation, you need quotation and trading systems. So screening, fundamentals, and equipment. Let's start with the screeners. Funny enough, this was around when I was back in engineering school in the late 90s. Yahoo has a good, more than good enough for the kind of work I want to introduce you to, stock screener. I like to pretend and give you a scenario. Go to Yahoo Finance, go to their screener. It is the weekend where I'm recording this. It's time for beer. For fun, let's look at small cap, consumer defensive beverages dash brewers on Bloomberg. Don't use Bloomberg. That's expensive. Use Yahoo. It's free. There are 5 companies that meet that criteria. If you add mid cap to the mid cap, meaning mid capitalization, you get up to 8. Add in large cap, that gets you to 24. And if you add in mega cap, the biggest of the big, you get 28 brewers. You will see a list of 28 listed breweries ranging from FMX, FEMSA, which makes Dos Equis beer and many others, and Bud, B-U-D, Anheuser-Busch InBev, which make everything from Budweiser to Michelob to Stella Artois. There's over 100 billion of market cap in these top 2 names, all the way down within that 28 to names you wouldn't recognize. But you got 28 companies within beer brewers. Say you want to do the next step, do fundamental research on one of these companies. Let's say Bud. Beyond the due diligence we can do in a bar at the expense of a 6-pack and your waistline, and only do this if you're over 21 in the United States. We're not here to break laws. We're here to pick stocks. There are, thanks actually to the federal government, and I don't say this often, but thanks to the federal government, there are legal requirements that to be publicly traded, you have to be able to get information out to your investors for free, and it's on EDGAR. So SEC.gov, which our friends at the SEC give us the ability to go out and get stock information, or more importantly, fundamental information about stocks for free. Now, if you consider the taxes you've already paid a sunk cost, you don't say, I pay for this. This isn't really free, Brian. You're right. View it as a sunk cost because you get other stuff and you pay your taxes. For instance, the potholes that I hit when I come through the Midtown Tunnel, they verify that some of these things are truly a sunk cost. And however, you're getting the SEC's EDGAR website for free. You can get the annual reports, the quarterly reports, the proxies. We'll go through all of these things, but just like you were able to screen and get a whole bunch of brewers, the SEC EDGAR website lets you get information on these for free. And these companies, as part of their investor relations outreach, make available to you on their website. Anheuser-Busch does, FEMSA does, pretty much every public company does, have access to glossy annual reports with management discussions and shareholder letters. They're all available on the company website, again, for free. Now, again, you can argue that you need to have a laptop to do this, or, yes. But these are things that to the average person are available for free. Both the screener at Yahoo, EDGAR, and the ability to go to the websites of the companies, look at their corporate websites, look at the presentations. Oftentimes they will have PowerPoint presentations as well as recorded presentations available to you so you can get a feel for how they are managing your company on your behalf. I presumed, of course, you have access to a laptop or a desktop computer. That's really all you need to have done the screening and fundamental due diligence thus far. That's your workstation. I use a MacBook Pro. I'm talking to you on my iPhone, and I find that, yes, I have an additional few laptops for trading, but your laptop will suffice as a workstation. You do want to have a screen large enough to consume pages of financial information, and you'd want some spreadsheet software, but pretty much everybody has that. Remember, compare this to Formula One racing. A Formula One car has 4 tires, a steering wheel, an engine, just the same way that a go-kart does. You can achieve the same thrills on a go-kart that costs $1,500 that they achieve in $15 million Formula One setups. We have, with Yahoo Finance, EDGAR, and basic tools like your workstation, your laptop, your phone, Excel, the ability to analyze pretty much any publicly traded company out there. I'll give you the tools across this series of videos, but there you go. The only other thing missing here would be a good quotation system, which you would be able to get. I use Interactive Brokers. It enables me, full disclosure, I use them for most of the client accounts. I think they offer good quotes, and for the individual investor, free, and you can execute. But I haven't told you how to execute yet. This is just a tutorial on how to get started. And I'd love your comments and would love you to subscribe and get the book. There's a link to my book and upcoming courses. Thanks.